Hello everyone, we're back. Sorry, you didn't miss anything other than me trying to figure out how to do the jump, but the problem here lies in the fact that, well, my game just crashed. My OBS crashed again. I don't know what the fuck is causing the crash. I've looked through the logs and nothing is indicating anything on why it crashed. The crash log doesn't actually update with anything ever. So, can't figure that out. But when I tried to load OBS up, this game crashed. So someone said that they solved it by just reloading the game and then they could do it. So the game has been reloaded, so let's just try as we have been, see if we can make this jump. Fuck off, Bit Defender. Let's see if we go through the world, you guys. Is it gonna happen again? Have I tried mining crypto in the background to slow down my PC? Not yet, but I don't know. I went through the world. Okay, there we go. That happened again, yet again. Okay, so that did not solve the problem. Yay, guys, we get to go up there again and try again. Hurrah! Man, I'm so excited about this. I love that it's not the puzzles holding us back and not being able to do this game. It's the fucking game. That's my favorite. This is a meta puzzle. Yeah. The real puzzle is just figuring out how to get it to run properly. At least it's starting over here this time. I don't like how long it takes to let me use my character after I come out of a elevator, though. Alright, we're gonna try just walking off, not jumping. Okay, so this is impossible. Like, I really don't want to install another fucking program to be able to do this. That's stupid. Where the fuck did it go? Where's that page that Jeremy sent me? Yeah, I might have to lower resolution. Let's try that. Here? Oh. I have to close the game. Because you can't change the resolution in the game. Alright, let's try this. Alright, so this is a very tiny fucking screen, but we'll see if we can make do. I don't know if OBS is capturing this or not. Let me see. Alright, OBS seems to be capturing it. Alright. Okay, so the screen is tinier, guys, like, overall, but my character's the same fucking size on the screen. So he just takes up more of it, but the rest of the world is smaller. Hey, can you? Alright, I don't have hope that this is gonna work. Just so you know. Alright, let's see. I hate looking for internet fixes, like, for stuff like this. Like, I really hate it. Oh, look, it didn't work. What a fucking surprise. Hurrah! Like, everybody has a different fix that works, but it never works for anyone other than themselves. Fuck off. NVIDIA control panel. Manage 3D settings. URU. Doesn't find it, because of course it doesn't. Click add, and add does nothing, because the control panel freezes. Excellent. That's amazing game. Amazing thing. Hello? Can you fuck? Oh my fuck. The fucking NVIDIA control panel just fucking froze. Are you kidding me? It froze again. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I really don't want to install a third-party program just to get through this. All right. See if try that. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart the game again. See if that saves it. Go like this. Control panel. All right, can somebody check and see if there's any other bugs like this in the game? Because if there's more than just this, then I kind of think we call it here. Because I don't want to deal with this nonsense. Not yet. Okay, I'm clicking the bookshelf. Like, fuck off and... I'll do everything in my power to get through it, but I'm not going to download third-party programs to get a game to work. That's one thing. But if I can do any other fixes like natively on my computer, I'll try that. But this might be the first game to defeat me that we won't be able to finish just because of on the mainstream, mainly just because of glitches. I've been trying to jump to the lower ledge. Like, that, my goal isn't to jump on the upper one. It's just... my guess, though, is that we need to use that rock to get to the other side. So, even if you can set the flag for it, I'm fairly certain... Oh, fuck off. I'm starting way over here. Now I gotta wait. Anyway, even if I could set the flag for it, I'd still have to be able to get to the other side. Anyway, even if I go to the lower ledge, I still fall through. Or try to go to the lower ledge. Now we gotta wait 8,000 years just to go to the other side. I wonder if I like adjust the anisotropic filtering, if maybe that'll affect it. Because that time I just fell off like a fucking idiot. Because he did not run like I wanted him to. But hey, at least I know I made the jump. You know, at least that happened. Waited that long for nothing. Once again, YouTube, I'm just gonna pause the video, and if we figure this out, cool. If not, well, I'll just delete the video. YouTube, look! We did it! We did it, gamers! Alright, now I don't know what to do. The fuck do I get out of here? Alright. Okay. That was more annoying than it needed to be. Music going hard all of a sudden. Yeah. Our new challenge. Jumping over to this bridge. As we have to wait 90 years for this fucking bridge to get over to us. Question is it going to be close enough? Oh, I made it. One man can't jump, so the solution was to not jump. Yeah, apparently. All right. So, I do want to increase the resolution on the game again, but we're gonna wait till I find another fucking one of those turkey hands to get through that. Technical difficulties aside, again, I like the game. I just don't like that nonsense. Watch this door be locked. Learn to take my cryptic hints better. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh shit, we're locked in. Guys, join us in for a boss fight. Alright, so this having a super tiny screen is going to make this somewhat more complicated, but... By the way, that bug kind of spoiled this world, though. I'm slightly, and by slightly I mean greatly, less interested in this world now. Okay, so it looks like... Okay, we found our conference room. Simpson, don't mention anything about the upper area of the fortress in your garrison report. I don't want people wandering all over Teledon looking for that weird link stone. Okay. Analysis. Author Simpson. Transcribed from voice recorder. Aides Garrison. Date 11/12/2001. 6402. Multiple trips. Okay, one thing seems immediately obvious. This place was built for security. No one could write a link anywhere in this place. Or the next. It was obviously a maintainer facility of some kind, and it doesn't seem that it was for general guild members. By that I mean it was limited to at least the higher ranking members. As to how they got the first link written here, I don't know. Probably while it was under construction. It does seem pretty obvious that it's not going to happen again unless something major happens to this place. I should say that Kodama has some theories about the age that have held up so far. May have been a special forces of a sort for the maintainers. Started later, mid 8000s. Became somewhat of a research and development arm for the Maintainers Guild. I don't know. Worth mentioning though. There are quite a few mentions of such groups in other docs Kodama has found, or at least seen. Entrance. To begin with, I'd wager that no one other than a high-ranking government official or similar even made it to this room. That's just my guess, but it seems pretty sound. I don't think any school buddies or girlfriends dropped by to see their maintainer friend. The linking book we found was deep within the Maintainer Guild. I'm sure it was well guarded in its day. You can see right off the bat, the entrance was extremely secure. Thick walls, one door, a high window, sniper maybe? If you manage to get in with a bomb or something, it's not going to do any noticeable damage. I love the maintainer symbol on the floor and everywhere else you look, as though I might forget and wonder where I am. I often think that when going through the United States, when I drive through every neighborhood and see an American flag hanging off every building. So, visitors are escorted into this little waiting room. There's a window on one side. Looks almost like a ticket window. Maybe turn into weapons or goods that aren't allowed. Maybe books. I'm sure they didn't want books in here. Yeah, it looks like mainly for books. There's another ticket window on the other side, although this one looks different. I'm pretty sure those are beetle cages on the other side. Beetles that sought out ink. Somebody was just telling me there are all kinds of references to them in other docs. You didn't make it past this room without a book, or with a book. As well, the doors never open at the same time, so even if somehow you make it out of the entrance room, you're still not going to make it past these mammoth doors out of the waiting area. Halls. Looks like the halls ran along the entire circumference of the building. There are plenty of rooms. I'll just try to hit them one at a time. First is an elevator, though, however, it looks like it's only down. Wonder if it was always that way. More security, I guess. Once you've made it to the halls, there is still nowhere to go, at least if they didn't want you to going anywhere. Lockers. I would think that any books that were brought to the age were kept in the lockers. I'd imagine that some of the workers here or frequent visitors also kept some equipment, but I could be wrong on that. Looks like they kept some maintainer gear as well. Markers, helmets, etc. Seems a little out of place, honestly. KIs. Okay, things are becoming a little more clear now. Just had a long chat with Laxman and researched some different docks over in the city that Nick had. Looks like the current condition I'm seeing was not the original condition. The key was a major development, not just for the guild, but also apparently for all citizens. Turns out they were just starting to hand out the keys to the public around the time of the fall. Nice timing. Hey, 10 gauge. Nick? Yeah. So it looks like they had some renovations in order to facilitate the mass amounts of visitors that would be coming in order to retrieve the keys. Turns out my little girlfriend analogy was pretty much completely wrong. Girlfriends and more were going to start coming here, at least to the open sections. Kodama corrected me. We actually found multiple books in neighborhoods, as well as guarded maintainer book I mentioned earlier. Whoops! So visitors come in, walk through the doors, beetles check for books, and they walk down the hall into the key room. Get a key and link out. Guards were probably at the up elevator, which is just behind this room. If they did happen to bring any illegal items, they get them back from the other side of the locker room, and off they go back home with their new shiny key. Makes more sense as to why the maintainer paraphernalia was in the locker rooms too. Probably a little display type thing for all the visitors. Impress them. Warehouse. Quite a bit of goodies in here, all of which I'm sure most visitors never saw. Pretty bad cave-in from the floor above, though Enberg says structurally the place seems alright. He's doing more detailed inspections soon. Looks like most of these crates are filled with key maintenance type equipment, as well as a variety of spare parts, etc. I don't know. Laxman will have to give this place a good inspection. I'm sure he'll love going through it all. Beyond me, I know that. Beetle cages. Convenient cave-in. Not sure how one is supposed to get in the beetle cages without it. No idea how they did it. Link, maybe? Regardless, pretty positive the cages were for beetles. Symbols on the front and quite a bit of remnants of some of the dirtier cages. We'll have to clean those up. Wonder why they all died. I mean, if everyone else died, then there's no one there to maintain them. Speaking of access, another question. How'd they get to the second floor? Elevators skipped the middle floor. More security, I suppose. Second floor. Destruction was a little more substantial than I thought. Looks like it tore out a section of the outer wall, even. I'm going to get out of here until Engberg can come back again. Been a few days, but I'm back. But no expert, so I'm no expert, but I guess I have to trust Enberg. But he says this whole thing is one of the most solid, heavy pieces of construction he's ever seen. It's safe, he assures me. If I die here and someone retrieves this recording, please sue him for me. Second floor looks similar to the first. Outer hall and a number of rooms. Have to remember that there are very few people probably ever walk these halls. There's no access to elevators, stairs, anything like that here. I assume it had to be done via a linking book, which is probably somewhere in the city. I suppose there could be a way to stop those elevators in the middle floor, but I doubt it. Regardless, this floor was extremely secure. Book access only, I'm guessing. Guard lounge, next to the observation room. At least that's what I assume it was, is what looks like a guard lounge. Looks like they've stayed here for long amounts of time. There are beds in there, beds in here as well as couches. I assume the guys manned the windows observation posts while visitors were coming in. Guard lockers. More lockers! Similar to the set downstairs, although these are manned with some very heavy equipment. I'm sure Watson will want to see this stuff and keep it locked up. In fact, I'm not going to go into detail about it here. Laxman can write all the stuff in a later report. I will say I didn't know that Dunny had these kinds of technology. Girim. Now I see why this floor was so secure. Looks like the whole power structure for this building is here. Amazing construction. The entire building looks like to have been powered by some underground water source that caused it to turn. They implement a gear that would grab onto the teeth in the grounds outside and provide them with the power with a power source as well. Talk about killing two giant birds with one stone. Pretty amazing. Power looks somewhat complicated. Seems as though there were at least occasions that power was turned off, as there are obviously controls to do that, and then started again. I'm heading to the top. Wow, I thought this building was big. The main portion is absolutely giant, rotating too, of course. I'm overcome with the amount of work put into this place just for security. It's everywhere. Almost comical picturing the government officials walking the same path I am. Amazing. To get to the other side, looks like one had to walk across the bridge to the rock pinnacle. The first place ever since we arrived that we were able to save a link. And it's not big, and there's a massive structure facing you if you did. Pretty funny to try and picture an army invading, all of them bunched up on this stone, waiting for these bridges to rotate. What the? My gosh. The creatures. These things are something out of a horror movie. I've been up here a little while, and I don't see them often, but when I do, they are scaring me to death. I'm beginning to understand the fences and structures a little better. Perhaps some of them were designed to keep creatures out more than the visitors in. Don't hang out in these woods unless you have a big gun. Another bridge to reach the main portion of this place. More security. I will say that the platform between the bridges seems to have eroded. At one time, crossing the bridges was probably a security feature to ensure manageable groups would approach the larger building one at a time, but I would wager it was still a lot easier than it is now. The erosion to the platform between the bridges has made it a little rougher. I suppose the maintainers would like it even more in its current condition. Yeah, they'd love it so much that visitors would just jump off the fucking bridge and fall through the world. Anyway. Did you see that TMNT was in Raid Shadow Legends? That's hilarious. The mobile game with only 400 million downloads is the best time ever to get started using code PMAtPoopPals to get nothing when you start today. Raid is definitely still going. I am not. You finish your lit playthrough of Pathfinder? Mudrooms! I'm not sure what to call these things, but they remind me of mudrooms, so I'll call them that. Not much here, just it looks like each bridge has a mudroom attached to it with another group of doors, etc. There doesn't seem to be any kind of decompression or decontamination that went on here. Really, they seem to be nothing more than another spot for another set of doors. Another secure location. Training center. I was going through each of the rooms here, but after making a quick overview, I think I'll just start with the entire thing. There are 3 types of rooms in this building, 2 of each kind. There's a control room, the purple one, purple and 1 yellow, a display room, 1 purple and 1 yellow, and then a conference room. Though these aren't colored, I assume there's one for each team. The entire building seems to be centered on the massive wall in the middle. The control room controls the wall. The display rooms display the uniform that were worn in the wall, I presume, and the conference rooms allows the government visitors and high-ranking officials to confer about training on the wall. See. So control rooms first. Control rooms. I'm not going to go into the controls of the wall on this dock. I'll let Laxman do that at some other time. Regardless, the panel here obviously controls the wall. The wall was used for training as well as testing of various suits. I believe the central room can get pretty hot, cold, smoky, or anything like that. I can imagine, pretty quickly. It was a competition. Whoever could get to the top the quickest. Teams would set up the obstacles and members would race. There's a side tunnel that provides access to the display rooms from the control room. Display room. Not sure that these were originally display rooms, or maybe they were. But either way, there are quite a few old maintainer suits in here. There's also the latest maintainer suit, or skin, here. I guess I should say the machine to put on the latest maintainer suit is in here. Now that we've had some time to look at this, it's incredible. We're talking about a suit that was skin tight and had linking abilities, etc. built in. Very high tech as far as the maintainer suits go. Very impressive. A maintainer would fall down the chute, and while traveling to the interior room of the wall, the suit would be placed on him. I'm beginning to try this thing, but DRC's insistent no one does. I'm begging to try this thing, but DRC's insistent no one does. Laxman already has someone on it. Trying to figure it out more. I'm first when they do. I think these rooms could basically be described as team locker rooms. Conference rooms? Well, I guess these rooms are where the bigwigs sat down and talked about their maintainers. Obviously, they're set up to watch the walls and where the displays show the patterns being built and played on the wall. We'll never know it, but I can see the guildmasters in here watching their teams compete. preparing to send them out on some radioactive fireball age to see if their new suits can stand the elements. Upper portions. I'm not going up there now, but we do know the upper portions were used as prison cells. Typically, Dunny Technology, they had a single linking book that went to all the cells. Since the building was always rotating, a very complicated linking apparatus and timing mechanism was associated with the book. The timing of the link would determine which cell the person linked into. Apparently, it was very tight. Speaking of linking, the entire building is rotating as well. It seems most visitors could come on the path from the well, although there was also books directly to this building. There had to be. It seems that many of them also use the timing mechanism to link into the specific rooms. Looks like another feature designed and built by these guys. One of the many, I'm sure. I'm just wondering where the main research labs were. Or better yet, where did everyone sleep or eat? And that's it. How you liking this book so far? I mean, you know, interesting. Interesting to read about. Like, I like reading lore and such, guys. Like, that doesn't bug me or anything. What I don't like is when games are glitchy and we end up falling through the world 600 times. Oh, hang on. There we go. Alright. We're at 5. We need 2 more. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got about an hour and a half left to stream, so don't go anywhere.